The other thing too, I think that we need to address um, are just educating people on these unhealthy coping skills that I hate to say it, but in many ways they are deemed, I guess, a little bit more acceptable than crying. So drinking your sorrow away, your grief,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
drinking, smoking, shooting up, I don't know, just substance
Yep.
usage is that, in our society, again, the broader level and even in,
Yes.
individual cultural level, that's okay. Unofficially it's okay, even though we know that it's not healthy. But
Right.
just those ways are are labeled as, well, okay, if he's gonna drink because he's sad, okay, maybe he shouldn't be doing that, but hey, you know what, that's what he's gonna do or whatnot. But forgetting that, no, that's not healthy. And
Right.
think about how that could just open up another can of worms with respect to addictive behaviors and
Correct.
everything else that comes with that. So it's really attacking that too, and just conveying the message of, well, it may seem a little weird and awkward being a man and crying when you're grieving, but again, that's a normal human reaction. It's healthy. It's a safe thing to do. It's
Mm-hmm.
always great to express your emotions with trusted people, whether it's family, friends, people who can help you hold these things, or if you seek out professional help. But going
Right.
to the bottle, or just the joints or whatever it is, probably not. Because also, folks forgetting that how that could just disrupt their general lives. Period. Someone has just
Mm-hmm.
become so accustomed to drinking because he's dealing with unprocessed grief, and he's showing up to work drunk, or just calling out certain days, because he can't get to work because just he's intoxicated. How
Right.
is that going to impair his life? Um, and just create an avalanche of problems that he doesn't need. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, part of the whole, maybe not destigmatizing necessarily, but just the awareness that we raise up is that, again, it's okay to express your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and being careful, being mindful that you're not turning to the bottle or anything else to help you cope with the grief and sorrow that you're dealing with.
Yes, no. And that I would absolutely agree with. I talk a lot about that with clients as well. Um, really focusing on what I would consider, because I spend a fair amount of time working in substance abuse facilities. I'm not the person who will necessarily, and I'm not saying you are either, but for those out there, I'm not the kind of person that would like necessarily demonize somebody for choosing to engage in a substance, right? But what I would always talk about, number one, from a clinical perspective, we don't want dysfunction. So if you're getting to the point of misuse before you even get to abuse or full on addiction, that those are problematic behaviors, right? We would want to address those. So I'm always looking at what's your intent, like, why are you using it? Is your intention to escape because you don't have the proper tools to effectively resolve or deal with the issues that you have right now? Because if that's the case, that's probably not a good reason to then engage in that substance. I don't care if we're talking about legal or illicit. The point is that I'm using that to run from my issues instead of actually deal with them. And I'm big on resolution so that we can have better outcomes. But for some people, it might be truly, like you sort of elaborated, it might be the beer after work, or maybe somebody smokes, whatever. I could understand what that might mean for them. But again, to me, the bigger challenge would be, why are you choosing to engage in those activities? And if you are able to function, not just I'm functioning on this substance, but truly function. I'm very well adjusted, very grounded, very stable emotionally, and I can deal with whatever my day to day stressors are, and that's something that I do occasionally. That to me is a different conversation than, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle these issues. And this is the thing that helps me to better manage my emotions. Because I would say you have a greater risk of dependency if you're going that route, which is not healthy. Because if you remove that, you're not really going to do well in your day to day life.